major issues to be addressed by our federal government. What do you propose is the best solution to this problem?
It's a good question. I wish we had time for a lot of other ones. There needs to be 3 pillars to reform. One, we got to get it done and quit having this spineless kick the can down the road approach. The 2 pillars that I would back are very simple. Get a handle on the border once and for all and quit screwing around talking about it. And number 2, in totally the opposite end of the spectrum, make the front door open to God-loving people who want to come here and make a life for their kids just like our ancestors. But make sure that that front door works well so that if folks come here and they want to present themselves and pay them taxes and work hard and carry around an ID card and know that the minute they screw up, they're going home. That's it.
The plan I would support is a plan very similar to what Mike Pence has put forward. No nation can stay sovereign without control of its borders. So it all starts with controlling our borders. I believe that we cannot have amnesty in this country. They tried it in the 80s, and it taught people to hang around and hope that we'll have amnesty again. I think the folks that are here, we're going to have to figure out a way to send them home. In today's technology, you could process folks back, and if they can prove that they have a job to come to and that they behaved themselves while they were here, we can bring them back. But you've got to control our borders. And I think talking about this issue with integrity means the people who are here illegally have to go before they could come back. Thank you.
Our north and our south. At the same time, we are cursed with very long borders at our north and our south. Very expensive to patrol, almost impossible to control completely, but we have to do our best. Whatever we can do humanly possible to control our borders, we have to do. We also have to do what we do constitutionally. You and I are here tonight because we believe in the Constitution, number 1, maybe only second to the Bible. And so what we do has to be within the Constitution. And some of our well-meaning proposals across the nation have failed because they've been unconstitutional. What we need to do is work within the Constitution to make sure that people who are here legally can be here, people who are not here legally have to go. 40%, by the way, 40% of our illegal immigrants came here legally on work and education visas. They overstay their visas because they liked it here, just like we all do, okay? The system has to work better, but we have to within the Constitution.
Thank you.
Well, I'm the son of immigrants. My parents grew up in some of the poorest parts of the world. My father grew up in an incredibly poor country and served the citizens of that country through a medical clinic. And they came to this country in the 1960s, the same reason why immigrants from all over the world come to the United States, and it's to search out the American dream. It's because of the freedom and the liberty and the justice that's found here in this country. For those of you who've traveled abroad, you know how America's viewed abroad. It's still viewed as the land of opportunity. I think we have to secure our borders. I also think that we have to look at the businesses that are hiring illegal immigrants. Why are they hiring illegal immigrants? I think we clearly are in need of immigration reform, but I also think that we need to do this with a little less heat and a lot of compassion.
Immigrants, by immigrants. And this country has always been the land of opportunity and a place to go, the last haven of a place to go to get to be able to start a life and do something that you weren't able to do someplace else. Do we need to have better immigration laws? Yes. Illegal aliens, or I hate to use the word, illegal immigrants that are here need to go home. They need to go back. If we are illegally in another country, they don't think twice about shooting us right back here. You can hardly get a visa in some countries unless you're only going to stay for a few days. So we need to clean up those laws, but my fear is that the Congress that we have right now will add so many other amendments to it and so many other things to it that we won't recognize it as immigration reform. It'll be something else that'll be taxed to us, and we'll end up paying for the immigrants that are here illegally. So what we need to do is really and truly think about how we were founded and make the law and change the law so that we are
Cost
protected.
this country roughly $341 billion a year. They need to be deported. And then they come back the right way. They come back legally. They work hard to look for a job. They pay their taxes. They follow the laws. They embrace the culture without losing theirs. Because when your first act to becoming a citizen of the United States is illegal, what does that tell them? That tells them that you can do whatever you want because our government's not, we don't care. It cannot continue. Our country cannot continue with the immigration policy, or the lack of immigration policy that we have. It is just one of the other things destroying our country. Also, we cannot totally be secure from outside forces when we cannot even be totally secure with inside issues.
If I told you there were 10,000 murders in a country just in the last 2 years, you'd probably think Iraq, Afghanistan. But the fact of the matter is, it's right across the border in Juarez, Mexico, just on our borders. That's how dangerous that border is. Right now, there are 5,000 young men and women from the National Guard who are helping defend that border. And as you heard tonight, it's a very large border and very difficult to maintain. Hundreds of thousands of people come across that. And yeah, I understand why they're coming here. They're coming for the reasons of a better life. But you realize that there could be terrorists also sneaking across those same borders. That's why it's so important that we secure our borders. We have a system called E-Verify that employers can use and check on the documents for everybody who works for them. That's what we need to do. Secure our borders and make sure that everybody who's working in this country is working here legally. Thank you.
Our Democratic friend down here to your left reminded me of a theme here on the immigration matter. I feel at the heart of our concern and frustration about immigration is really insecurity about our jobs and our economy. And we haven't had a chance to talk about it enough tonight. One of the ways we deal with that problem is to get this economy red hot. And the way you do that is you cut up the federal credit card, you put a flat, simple tax in place and dump the IRS code into a big dumpster and bury it in the landfill. Okay? Then you enact a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution, for God's sake. We have one in most states. We have it in my business. My wife imposes one on me. Why can't we have one in the federal government? Okay? Now look, when we turn this economy on fire, then we're going to need good men and women, and if they want to come, immigrants want to come in the front door and join us here, and we have full employment, then we'll have a little different attitude.
Thank you.